My name is Ayan, and if there's one truth I've carried like a scar since childhood, it's this: people only value you when you serve their needs. The moment you stumble, the moment you dream outside the lines they've drawn for you, they toss you aside. That was my story, from the walls of my own home to the girl I once thought I'd build a future with. Every rejection, every insult, every laugh at my expense carved me into someone I no longer recognize, someone they should have never underestimated. Growing up in a middle-class family meant there was always just enough to survive, but never enough to dream. My father was a man of rigid beliefs: sons had to be strong, obedient, and practical. But I was different. Quiet, lost in books, sketching ideas of businesses and plans on scraps of paper instead of playing cricket outside. Whenever I dared to share my vision, he would shut me down with the same line: "Ayan, people like us don't build empires. We work for those who do. Don't waste your time dreaming." My mother, though kinder, never stood up for me. She was caught between wanting to comfort me and wanting to avoid my father's anger. My siblings, well, they didn't need to say much. The comparison was constant. My brother followed my father's blueprint: engineering, good grades, stable path. My sister, though younger, was adored because she knew how to smile, nod, and obey. I, on the other hand, was the odd piece in a puzzle that never accepted me. At family dinners, I was the one people joked about: the lazy dreamer, the boy who lives in the clouds. But nothing cut deeper than when I fell in love. Her name was Mahira. She had a way of making the air around her glow, and to me, she was proof that maybe I wasn't invisible. She came from a wealthy family, and for a while, I convinced myself that she saw something in me no one else did. We met in university, studying late nights in the library, sharing coffee during exam weeks, exchanging dreams of the future. For the first time in my life, I felt chosen. One evening, sitting under the fading orange light of the campus courtyard, I confessed everything: my dream to build a business, to create something that would outlive me. She listened quietly, her lips curved in a faint smile. For a moment, I believed she was proud of me. But then she laughed, soft at first, then sharper, until it stung. "Ayan, you? A businessman? You don't even have a proper family background or money. Be realistic. Men like you should settle for jobs, not chase illusions." That laugh replayed in my head for weeks. And just like that, the girl who had been my safe place became my harshest critic. Within months, she was gone, seen with someone wealthier, someone her parents approved of. She didn't even bother explaining. That silence was louder than any breakup speech. I wish I could say I handled it with grace, but I didn't. Nights turned into battles with the ceiling above my bed, days into quiet wars with the weight of everyone's disappointment. My father's words grew sharper: "Look at your brother. Look at Mahira's new fiancé. When will you stop embarrassing us?" My relatives, whenever they visited, smirked in my direction as if I were proof of wasted potential. My friends drifted away, tired of my obsession with building something invisible. But here's the thing about being broken: once you've been shattered into pieces, you realize there's nothing left to fear. Pain becomes your armor. And that's when I changed. I cut ties. No more family dinners. No more calls to friends who didn't believe in me. No more begging for Mahira's attention. I packed what little I owned into a small bag and moved into a rented room that was barely larger than a closet. Damp walls, a squeaky bed, and a desk that leaned to one side, that was my kingdom. I started working whatever jobs I could find, delivering parcels during the day, tutoring kids in the evening, cleaning offices late at night. Every rupee went into savings, and every free moment went into learning. I devoured books on business, marketing, finance. I signed up for free courses online. I failed more times than I can count: websites that no one visited, services no one bought, products no one wanted. But every insult fueled me. Every laugh from my father, every memory of Mahira's disbelief, every dismissive glance from relatives, they were gasoline to my fire. I swore that one day, they would regret underestimating me. Years bled into one another. Slowly, painfully, my work began to pay off. A few clients here, a handful of sales there. I reinvested everything, refusing to touch a single rupee more than what I needed to survive. I lived like a ghost, invisible to the world, but inside, I was building something they couldn't see. By the time I turned 28, I had more than just stability, I had a foundation. A small company, employees who depended on me, and clients from abroad. What once felt like chasing illusions was now reality. And that's when fate brought the past back to my doorstep. It started with my father. After years of silence, my phone rang one evening. His voice, once commanding, now trembled. He had lost his job. The family was struggling. He didn't apologize, pride like his rarely bends, but the desperation was clear. The same man who once mocked my dreams was now calling me, his failure of a son, for help. Then came Mahira. We crossed paths at a corporate event. She was as beautiful as ever, dressed in elegance, but the moment her eyes met mine, I saw something shift. I wasn't the insecure boy she once dismissed. I was the keynote speaker of the evening, surrounded by investors, colleagues, and respect she never thought I'd earn. She approached me, her smile polished, her voice soft. "Ayan, it's been so long. You've really changed." Her words were dipped in sugar, but all I heard was the echo of her laughter years ago. I didn't remind her of it. I didn't confront her. Instead, I smiled, shook her hand, and walked away to the circle of people waiting for me. That small act, that refusal to give her the attention she once denied me, was sweeter than any revenge I could have planned. Her face fell, and in her eyes, I saw regret. But my greatest victory wasn't wealth, or revenge, or even success. It was freedom. Freedom from needing their validation. Freedom from chasing their approval. My empire wasn't just built on money, it was built on every wound they gave me, every rejection I turned into power. Now, when I sit in my office overlooking the city, I think back to that broken boy in the damp room, the boy everyone laughed at. I want to tell him, thank you for not giving up. Thank you for turning pain into power. Because today, my family calls me with pride they don't deserve, my relatives introduce me as proof of success they once doubted, and Mahira, well, she watches from a distance, her regret sharper than any insult she ever gave. Their greatest punishment isn't losing me, it's watching me become everything they said I never could. And that, I've learned, is the sweetest justice life can offer.